Good morning. Globally, artificial intelligence is again the lead economic story, with warnings that today's AI boom could turn into a prolonged investment bust. The Bank for International Settlements is cautioning that if returns disappoint, funding could pull back sharply, with spillover risks for growth and financial stability given how concentrated capital spending has become in chips, data centers and cloud infrastructure. That concern is being reinforced by signs that computing power is now a binding constraint. The Financial Times reports Google has capped Meta's use of its Gemini model as demand strains capacity, underlining that access to high-end compute is becoming a strategic bottleneck across the tech sector. There's also a shift in emphasis from chatbots to physical automation. The Financial Times argues robots, not conversational AI, are likely to deliver the biggest productivity gains, particularly in factories and logistics. That matters for the global economy because it points to a longer-term technological revolution. If automation lifts output in advanced economies, it could reshape wages, supply chains and competitiveness, but it also raises near-term questions about capital allocation and whether the current wave of AI spending is being matched by real productivity. On global conflict, the U.S.-Iran situation remains volatile. The BBC reports the U.S. and Iran have exchanged strikes and are accusing each other of violating a ceasefire, with Iran saying it launched retaliatory attacks at U.S. infrastructure in Kuwait and Bahrain after the U.S. said it hit multiple targets across Iran. ABC analysis says Gulf states had been adjusting to a colder, harder and more transactional regional environment under an interim U.S.-Iran deal, but the weekend flare-up has tested that fragile stability. Separately, the Financial Times notes defense manufacturing is adapting to wartime realities, with the U.S. seeking a McDonald's model for missile making through modular workshops designed to mass-produce cheaper munitions quickly. In the Americas, the humanitarian focus is Venezuela after deadly earthquakes. SBS, the BBC and Al Jazeera report a rising death toll, millions affected, and ongoing rescue efforts, including children pulled from rubble after days trapped, while communities plead for more heavy machinery and aid. Turning to Australia, energy policy is in focus with the federal government's solar sharer scheme. ABC reports some households will be eligible for 3 hours of free electricity a day, a cost of living measure that also aims to shift demand into periods of high solar generation. Implementation details and eligibility will be key, because the practical impact depends on whether households can actually move usage into the free window. On the technological front at state level, SBS reports New South Wales will spend $34 million expanding shark spotting drones across 72 beaches year-round, with the longer-term goal of AI-assisted automation. It's a clear example of AI moving from pilot projects into routine public safety operations, raising questions about accuracy, oversight and how these systems integrate with emergency response. In politics and media, The Conversation argues Karl Stefanovic's move into podcasting reflects a broader trend of journalistic credibility being transferred into alternative media, with implications for political influence and accountability outside traditional newsroom standards. Locally, in Western Australia, the Sydney Morning Herald reports KPMG analysis showing Perth is among the capitals benefiting from increased net interstate migration, with specific suburbs recording the highest population growth. That's a material signal for local housing demand, infrastructure pressure and service delivery planning. That's the latest on AI, the global economy, conflict developments and key Australian policy and technology moves to start the day.